Possible devotees, keep your camera on. You know why I'm asking keep the camera on? There are few security reasons also. I know there are people, because it's an open Zoom, anybody can join. I mean,
ಅವರೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಜಿಯೋ ಮೀ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಓಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು.
I removed him. I don't know him. I don't know. So I just removed because see here sometimes we discuss certain things. We don't know what intention they come because it's open. Anybody can join. At least we should know who is here. That's the reason, because the person can come and rename himself as one of us. That's also possible. So we'll not know. That's the reason keep the camera on. At least we'll know who's the person. Anyway. Okay. We'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiret Nasthaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं चैतन्यमीश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. One second. Today's sloka number 20. Sorry.
40, Prabhuji, 41.
41, no? Okay,
yeah.
Sure.
I am allocated, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure. One second, I'll share. Okay. You can read, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Text 40 and 41, which Visuddham Kevalam Jnanam Pratyak Samyak Avasthitam Satyam Purnam Anadi Andam Nirgunam Nityam Advayam Rushe Vidanti Munayaha Prachantatmetriyachaya Yata Tatyeva Sattargaistiroti Eta Viplutam. Translation purport.
Very nice, Prabhu. Practice Malidra.
Practice.
Yes, super. Nice.
Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada to Jai.
Jai.
The personality of Godhead is pure, being free from all contaminations of material tinges. He is the absolute truth and the embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. He is all-pervading, without beginning or end, and without rival. O Narada, O great sage, the great thinkers can know him when completely freed from all material hankerings and when sheltered under undisturbed conditions of the senses. Otherwise, by untenable arguments, all is distorted and the Lord disappears from our sight. Purport: He is an estimation of the Lord apart from his transcendental activities in the temporary material creations. Mayavada philosophy tries to designate the Lord as contaminated by a material body when he accepts forms of incarnation. This sort of interpolation is completely denied herein by the explanation that the Lord's position is pure and unalloyed in all circumstances. According to Mayavada philosophy, the spirit soul, when covered by nescience, is designated as jiva, but when freed from such ignorance or nescience, he merges in the impersonal existence of the absolute truth. But it is said that the Lord is eternally the symbol of full and perfect knowledge. This is his speciality, perpetual freedom from all material contaminations. This distinguishes the Lord from the individual common living entities who have the aptitude for all being subordinated by nescience and thus becoming materially designated. In the Vedas, it is said that the Lord is Vijnanam Anandam, full of bliss and knowledge. The conditioned souls are never to be compared to him because such individual souls have the tendency to become contaminated. Although after liberation, the living entity can become one with the same quality of existence as the Lord, his very tendency to become contaminated, which the Lord never has, makes the individual living entity different from the Lord. In the Vedas, it is said, Suddham apapa viddham. The individual Atma becomes polluted by sin, but the Lord is never contaminated by sins. The Lord is compared to the powerful sun. The sun is never contaminated by anything infectious because it is so powerful. On the contrary, infected things are sterilized by the rays of the sun. Similarly, the sun is never contaminated by sins. On the contrary, the sinful living entities become sterilized by contact with the Lord. This means that the Lord is also all pervading like the sun, and thus and as such the word pratyak is used in this verse. Nothing is excluded from the expansions of the Lord's potential. The Lord is within everything, and He is all covering also, without being disturbed by the activities of the individual souls. He is therefore infinite, and the living entities are infinitesimal. In the Vedas, it is said that only the Lord alone exists, and all other existences depend on Him. He is the generating reservoir for all everyone's. He is the generating reservoir for everyone's existential capacity. He is the supreme truth of all other categorical truths. He is the source of everyone's opulence, and therefore no one can equal him in opulence. Being full of all opulences, namely wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, certainly he is the supreme person. And because he is a person, he has many personal qualities, although he is transcendental to the material modes. We have already discussed the statement Itam Bhuta Guno Harit, Bhagavatam 1.7.10. His transcendental qualities are so attractive that even the liberated souls, Atmaramas, are also attracted by them. Although possessed of all personal qualities, he is nevertheless omnipotent. Therefore, personally, he has nothing to do, for everything is being carried out by his omnipotent energies. This is confirmed by the Vedic mantras. Parasya Saktir Vividaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. This suggests his specific spiritual form, which can never be experienced by the material senses. He can be only when the senses are purified by devotional service. Yam Yavaisa Virnute Tina Labhya. As such, there are basic differences between the Lord and the living entities. In so many respects, no one can be compared to the Lord, as the Vedas declare, Ekam Yavad Vidyam,
Yavadvitya.
Yavad Vidyam, Brahma, Dvait, Vai,
Bhayam bhavati.
Bhayam Bhavati. The Lord has no competitor and has nothing to fear from any other being, nor can anyone be equal to him. Although he is the root of all other beings, there are basic differences between him and other beings. Otherwise, there would have been no necessity for the statement in the previous verse that no one can know him 100%, as he is Nayam Vidanti Tatvena, Tatvena. That no one can fully understand him is explained also in this verse. But the qualification for understanding to some degree is mentioned here. Only the prasantas or the unalloyed devotees of the Lord can know him to a greater extent. The reason is that the devotees have no demands in their lives but to be obedient servants of the Lord, while all others, namely the empiric philosophers, the mystics, and the fruitive workers, all basically have some demand, and as such, they cannot be pacified. The fruitive workers want reward for his work. The mystic wants some perfection of life, and the empiric philosopher wants to merge in the existence of the Lord. Somehow or other, as long as there is a demand for sense satisfaction, there is no chance for pacification. On the contrary, by unnecessary dry speculative arguments, the whole matter becomes distorted, and thus the Lord moves still further away from our understanding. The dry speculators, however, because of their following the principles of austerity and the penance, can have knowledge of the impersonal features of the Lord to some extent, but there is no chance of their understanding his ultimate form as Govinda, because only the Atmanas or the completely sinless persons can accept pure devotional service to the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7.28. येषां त्वन्तकथं
Papam.
पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्माणां ते मोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रता. Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai. Prabhupada has given a very, very long purport, lot of instructions for us. So Brahmaji is saying here, the personality Godhead is pure, being free from all contamination of material things, tinges. He is absolute truth, embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. See that each wordings is such a carefully selected. He is pure. He is free from contaminations. He is absolute truth. He is embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. He is all pervading, without beginning and end. He is Sanatana. He is without rival. He himself claims that I have no enemy and I envy no one. Then he says, Unarada, great sage, the great thinkers can know him when completely freed from the material hankering, when sheltered under the undisturbed conditions of the senses. Otherwise, by untenable argument, all is distorted and the law disappears from the sight. The first and foremost, Brahmaji is giving all the great qualities of Lord, and finally says that unless we have completely removed the material contaminations from our heart, we cannot see the Lord. And otherwise, he says he'll just disappear from our vision. Lord has no kind of obligation to give us by his darshan. It is out of his causeless mercy only we can get his darshan. And if I think that I have power, I have knowledge, no, I cannot. Today morning we were discussing about Kunti Maharani's prayer. Kunti Maharani is very clearly saying those Janma Aishwarya Shutabhishibhi, those who got high birth, high material power or money or knowledge or beauty, they are duradrishtas, they are unfortunate. They cannot. It's only one completely surrendered, akinchana gochara, I mean, complete material impoverished, he says. See, in olden days also, when even now, maybe when we have go to school, children, the story is told. Once upon a time, there was a poor Brahmana. Brahmana is always called poor because it's coming from the Vedic knowledge. Because the Brahmanas, they never hoard anything, never keep anything for the future. They are fully dependent on Krishna. Actually, they are not poor. They are fully dependent on Krishna. That is that. So externally, they look like they are not possessing anything, but Krishna is with them. When Krishna is with them, nothing to worry. They are the richest. Like Prabhupada says that we are the son of the richest person in the universe. We are children of the richest person. That's why we don't have to work. Like king's children, princes, they don't work because they have opulent. Similarly, we are the children of Supreme Lord. So why should we unnecessarily work? Of course, we have to do our duty. Krishna also told Arjuna, do fighting is your duty. Each one of us have do a duty, but there is no need for ugra karma. There is no need for unwanted work. So Prabhupada here is saying this. According to Mayavada philosophy, the spirit soul, when covered with the nescience, is designated as jiva, and when freed from ignorance and nescience, it emerges into the impersonal existence of the truth. So jiva is independent, Supreme Lord is independent, and there is no merging. Jiva cannot merge. Even if you go to Goloka or Vaikuntha, Jiva's job is to serve. He cannot merge with, become one with the Krishna. That is the fundamental principle we need to understand. We don't have to think that we will become one. I mean, there are people are saying that you are Narayana, I'm also Narayana. Maybe you are not realized now, and you will realize you will become Narayana very soon. No, we cannot become Narayana, we cannot become God. Jiva, Jiva, Atma, is a Paramatma, Paramatma. So Prabhupada is quoting Vijnana Anandam, they're full of bliss and knowledge. The Satchidananda Ananda, Satchidananda. So Jiva is Sat Chit Ananda, is always full of knowledge and is always blissful and is eternal. Because Jiva cannot be killed, Jiva is always blissful. There is no need for Jiva to suffer. But at the same time, that Jiva, when we engrossed in the material modes, material things, it suffers. When he is getting captivated by the material modes, he suffers. That's why Prabhupada says conditioned souls are never be compared to him. Him means Supreme Lord, because such individual souls have tendency to become contaminated. But whereas Supreme Lord is never contaminated. He is beyond any contamination. Prabhupada also says that Shuddha Mapam with him. That means the individual Atma becomes polluted by sin, but Lord is never contaminated by sin. That is the point. Lord is never impacted by the material things, even though it's created by him. The material world is created by him, but he is aloof. He is not, part of that law. Like, for example, the king of the nation, he may make some law, but king is not bound by the law, because he is the lawmaker. He is beyond that. Of course, Indian prime ministers also and chief minister also, they are obliged to law. But sir, in a king's ruling, that's there. But here, Supreme Lord is beyond any law, because he is Sakshat Paramatma. Dharmastu Sakshat Bhagavan Pranita. Dharma means what he said is Dharma. So he is not bound by the rules of the nature or rules of the Lord. Prabhupada says nothing is excluded from the existence of Lord or Lord's potential expansions. So everything is expansion of Lord. There is nothing is excluded. Everything is coming from Krishna only, and everything will go back to him only. That is the ultimate. So even the material world is diluted, it's destroyed. It cannot stay back. At the time of Pralaya, everything goes back. Nothing remains here. So Prabhupada says, truth of all other categories, truth. Okay, he is the source of everyone's opulences. Therefore, no one can be equal to him in opulences. He is full of opulences, namely wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. All Shadeshwaryas is always full, 100%. Whereas we, the Jivas, also have some wealth, some knowledge, some fame, some strength, some beauty, and some little pronunciation. But quantity is very, very small. Many times we discussed the Supreme Lord is like a ocean. The Jiva is like a small drop of water. The small drop of water also in the ocean has got all the qualities of salt or sodium, whatever it is, but is not in quantity. It's proper quoting from Bhagavatam 1.7.10 says, Sutavacha Atma Ramascha Manayo Nirghanta Apurakrami Kurvant Hetuki Bhakti Vittambu Buddhagano Sarihi. So, in that, the translation goes like this. I'm just reading from Kannada. So, is all kind of Atmaramas, means completely self-satisfied, and he is completely in the path of Atma Sakshatkara, and he is beyond any external contaminations or external the bandhana. So that's why he says Devottama Parama Purusha Shuddha Bhakti Seva Atma. So the ultimate goal of Jiva is to serve that Supreme Lord. That is the ultimate goal of every Jiva. Sorry. Prabhupada says here is that this suggests him a specific spiritual form which can never be experienced in material existence. So he has got a form, so he's not formless, or he's not impersonal, that we discussed earlier also. And Prabhupada also says that here, quoting from, no one can compare to him, to the Lord, as Vedas declare, Ekam evadit advityam brahma dvaita vai bhayam bhavati. He is Ekam eva dvitiyam. So there is no second. He is one and there is no second. Brahma and dvaitad vai bhayam bhavati. So he is not controlled by any fear. The jiva will have so many kinds of fear. Every time jiva is going through different problems, and every day we are going through different fear. But he is beyond that. And Prabhupada also quoting from, he says that Nayam Vidanti Tatvena. So Brahma himself also could not understand him Tatvena 100%. In the previous loka, Brahma himself saying that I didn't understand, I could not understand. So the qualities of power of Supreme Lord. Then again, ordinary jiva like me, what is that possibility I can learn, I can understand Lord? Very, very little. So Prabhupada says there is no demand for satisfaction and there is no chance for verification. If there is a demand for sense satisfaction, there is no chance for purification. So those who want this purification, our demand for sense gratification has to be stopped. Our desire for sense gratification, desire for enjoyment has to be stopped. Desire for name, fame, glories has to be stopped. So these are the real problem. So in one particular experiment, Prabhu was saying that one may give up the all bad habits, maybe meat eating, intoxication, and gambling or illicit sex. He may give up everything. He can, but the name, fame, glory is very difficult. The so-called sannyasis or devotees, they will kind of get captivated by this name, fame, glories, because this is the very subtle, which is very difficult to come out of it. That's the reason we should be very, very careful, not get trapped with this unwanted popularity or unwanted glorification. If somebody is glorifying me, then I should be very careful that either he is after for something or he is cunning. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody, but generally. But there is a possibility that the person may be very genuinely glorifying. Possible. But in generally, I'm saying. But we should understand what is the purpose that person is glorifying. He is glorifying for certain benefits or in reality. Even in reality, I should not get, kind of proud of hearing my glorification. I should be very, very careful on that because that will, make me fall down. So that's why Prabhupada also quoting from 728, he says that Tesham tu antagata papam jnana punya karmanam ye dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante ma dridhavrataha. Person who have acted piously in the previous lives and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated are freed from the dualities of delusion and they engage themselves in my service with the determination. Those who take up devotion service, they have done so much in the previous life, otherwise not possible. It says person who have acted piously in the previous lives, not one life, many lives, and in this life also, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated. The all sinful activities has to be completely stopped. And such people, it says they engage themselves in the my service with the determination. So again, drida vrataha, that's a complete determination. So that is the most important point here. Yes, devotional service has to be done. At the same time, it should be ahituki apratihata. It should be consistent and without any expectation. And then will be samshiddhir harisoshna. Then it will become very, very pleasing to everybody, beneficial to everybody. Otherwise, if I go after name, fame, glories, if I do this, I'll get so much popularity or I get some glorification, then yes, I'm in trouble. That's why I should be very careful. Even doing bhakti also, I should be very careful not get glorifying. We need to be very careful, person glorifying, what is his intention? Because I should not get carried away. If I get carried away, they will easily trap us. Even if they don't trap us, Maya will trap. So I should be very careful not to get carried away with my glories. And whenever such glorification happens, without any accepting that, simply pass it on to spiritual master and the seniors. Yes, if at all something has good happen, yes, it's because of my spiritual master, my guru, and Srila Prabhupada and all the other Bhakta Vrinda, not because of me. Even Srila Prabhupada in the preface Bhagavad Gita, he clearly writes, whatever I had done, it's not because of me. He says, my Guru Maharaj's mercy. And he says that it's because you young boys and girls, you supported. And when that lecture, if you see Prabhupada's, when he says that the tears flowing from his eyes, you young boys and girls help me. because he's literally, so indebted to this American boys and girls because they had done so much sacrifice. They had left everything and they full determination. They had no other. If Prabhupada says, do this, they'll give their, there are so many incidents. Once I think Bhavananda Prabhu or somebody, Prabhupada said, we should go to Pakistan. Next week, that Prabhu is in Pakistan. And India-Pakistan war is happening. Prabhupada asked, where is he? They said he's gone to Pakistan. Prabhupada is so worried. He just said, yes, we should go to Pakistan. But he never thought that he will go. That is when the war is happening or not, they are not bothered. They went. Sham Sundara Prabhu. Prabhupada said to go to London. He came with his wife and small child. In London, he stayed in roadside in the pipes. That's not no place to stay. There was a construction places, the pipes, inside they used to stay with the wife and small child. That's how they sacrificed. That's the reason today they built Bhaktivedanta Manor. From there, how they met the Beatles and, whole Bhaktivedanta Manor is built. But their sacrifice, Vishnu Jana Swami is another great sacrifice. One small thing. Somebody in Bhagavatam class asked, if somebody does this kind of mistake, what should be done? Prabhupada, without knowing what context he's asking, for that sin, Prabhupada said he should commit suicide. Next day, Vishnu Jana Swami jumped to Ganga and committed suicide. That is a, commitment for Prabhupada. And there's so many things. Once Prabhupada, after coming from London, he arranged a big feast for his god brothers. So I think Yamuna Mataji and other were cooking. So many sannyasis were sitting along Prabhupada. The Yamuna Mataji and others, they were, bringing pot puris and chapatis. They come and serve. Prabhupada will shout. Prabhupada say, hey, what is this? It's just like a puri. It's not like a chapati. It's not good. And in front of all the god brothers, they they will come and serve. Prabhupada will criticize. So this Yamuna Mataji went down, started, crying. I'm doing so much, but my spiritual master is not happy. And he's criticizing me. So all happened. At the end, Prabhupada called Yamuna Mataji and told all the god brothers, my dear brothers, do you know who is this? She is American girl. She has no idea of Hinduism. She has no idea of our Krishna consciousness. She has no idea of cooking. See, my sake, she is struggling so much. And he says that if I say she will give her life to me, and then he says, if circumstance comes, I'll give my life to her. That's what Prabhupada says. And why he was criticizing? So teach other god brothers. These young boys and girls had no idea, but they sacrificed everything. Even if I criticize, they serve me so nicely. That's what he wanted to teach. So, and all the Prabhupada's initial kind of disciples, they did so much. And even every second of Prabhupada's recorded. Today, we are able to hear Prabhupada lectures, morning walk, or letters. It's all because of them. They recorded everything. They maintained it. Because of that, we are able to release today. Their sacrifice. So these are all wonderful lessons for us, how we should be dedicate our life. We have to be one kind of mind oriented. Many times what happens that I keep my leg in so many boats. Not only one boat, so many boats. Means like I want that also, I want this also, I want spirituality also, I material also, I want this also. Not possible. You have to be focused only Krishna consciousness. Balance will take care. And all the proper disciples, they were so determined. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada says, go and get it, you'll get it. Hook or crook, he doesn't care. Once Prabhupada, I think in Germany, airport, So that the immigration officer, was teasing Prabhupada. Initially, he started asking, "Why are you coming here? And what you're going to do?" All this question, Prabhupada was politely answering one by one, one by one. And finally, he started asking unwanted nonsense questions. Then Bhavananda Prabhu was in the back. He was 7 feet well built. He came forward. "If you ask next question, I'll break your face," he said. He showed fist like this. That person got scared. "Hey, you are sannyasi, how can you speak?" "Yes, if you cross the line against my spiritual master, I will not spare you." This is the kind of a mood of a disciple. For his spiritual master, they are ready to give their life. And I think same Bhavan Maharaj, when Prabhupada was in, I think Vrindavan, they were admitted in hospital. "Please take me out." But doctor is saying no, because of course, doctor also had some intention maybe to take money or something. Prabhupada said, "Take me out." You know what Bhavan Maharaj literally carried Prabhupada, put it on shoulder and brought him out to the temple. He didn't bother for the vehicle, nothing. He was well built. He simply carried Prabhupada and who will stop me now? Prabhupada said, "Take me out, take me out." That's it. This is the mood of a disciple. Of course, the why I'm saying this, we should have that tinge of their mood. Then we can serve so nicely and make our life successful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada Leelamrita, we can read quite a lot to learn. Yeah, go ahead. Any comments? Today I was hearing one, I think Vrindavan Leela Mataji, proper disciple. She was saying she was so attached to reading books. Chaitanya Charitamrita she has finished more than 50 times. 50 times. You can imagine. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, how many times would have read? So this is the mood of those devotees. Yeah. Yes, Asha Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have to completely remove the contamination from my heart if I have to engage in devotional service. Jiva cannot merge. Jiva's duty is only to serve the Supreme. If there is demand for sense gratification, then there is no way for purification. We have to be very careful about this name, fame, and glory. Glorifying and glorified both are dangerous. Devotional service to be done without any expectation. While doing bhakti, also we should be careful. I have one small doubt, Prabhuji, regarding this glorification. If we are not glorifying, for example, if I have to glorify someone and I have to show my gratitude, is that also wrong?
Genuine glorification is okay. Glorification with intention, that is where should be careful.
But sometimes there is no other way to show the
Yeah,
gratitude.
yeah.
Only through glorification it is possible.
Generally, what happens that when others are glorified, other person, they will not stay there. They will leave the place. Okay, you keep glorifying, no problem. But I will not hear. I'm not interested. I've seen this, and I think when we were in New York temple, so that one devotees were glorifying a sannyasi, and he just walked out. The people are talking, but he walked out. He came after half an hour, everything finished. He doesn't want to listen his own glorification. That's a point. We should be very careful because generally I want to hear my glorification. I don't want to hear criticize. That's a general tendency. But the devotees ulta. They are ready to hear criticism but not hear the glorification. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Then Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Then why Krishna wants glorification?
Yes.
Vyasadeva, because he did not glorify, he did not do his pastimes. He was feeling very sad and this thing, no. So
True.
once he has done that only, then he was happy. And the same Narad Mahamuni also, he was keeping on glorifying the Lord. Why
True.
Lord wants glorification?
Yes, you glorify the Lord. Actually, the Krishna did not say glorify me. It is
He
Narada Muni
did not
said,
say, of
yes,
course.
yes. Narada Muni said to Vyasadeva, you glorify Krishna. That's the difference. But the point is that devotees, practicing devotees, I should not have hankering hearing my glorification. That is where the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. I need not hanker, because that is a real nectar, right? If somebody says, Prabhu, you are so nice, I say, so pleasing. I mean, but if somebody criticizes, it will be
It
so
feels so
pointless.
bad.
Ah, that's where I should be very careful. Yeah. Sorry, Mataji. Go ahead. Asha Mataji, anything else?
Prabhuji, that's all.
Okay.
I
That's what like
interrupted Mataji. Sorry. I
sometimes
interrupted. Sorry,
so it should
Mataji.
be glorifying.
Okay. Next, who is that? Yeah, Lakshmi Mataji. Want to say anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
If we remove material anchoring or contamination from us, we can see God. And then Jiva is independent. But he should not think that he is God and his duty is only to serve the Lord. Supreme Lord is never contaminated. Everything comes from him and everything goes again into him. And then he is the only one, powerful one. He is not controlled by any fear. Devotional service should be done without any expectation also by the Jivas. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
At the same time, we practicing devotees, we should always habit of glorifying other devotees. It cannot be artificial, but we should really find good qualities of other devotees and glorify. Otherwise, there's a tendency that I may develop negative against that devotee. That will, kind of lead to criticisms and then Vaishnava Aparadha. So always find good qualities. Then the relationship can be better. But other side, I should not expect that. That is a understanding. Yes, we always should find a good qualities in others because everybody will have some good qualities. He may be 100 bad qualities, at least one good quality will be there. See, when Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was there was a devotee who always will criticize His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He'll say that he's like this, he like this, but Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur never would have said anything. But all his disciples were feeling so anger against that devotee. They were about to kick him out. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, no, I won't hear. I won't hear what he's saying. And one day, they got to know that the devotee is passed away. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur heard that these devotees are celebrating. So-and-so passed away, right? They were so happy. Then His Divine Grace called all these brahmacharis. He scolded them. You fools! At least I had one person who was finding fault with me and correcting me. You fools are not doing anything. And you are celebrating now? At least I had one person who correcting me. Now he is also gone. Now who will correct me? This is what the mood of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. So criticism is always should taken as a positive for my own correction, not the glorification. Sorry. Mariappan Prabhu, sorry. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Supreme Lord is absolute truth and the embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. Only His costless mercy can permit the darshan of Lord. Brahma completely depends on Krishna. Hence, Brahmanas are completely dependent on Krishna. Hence, they are richest in spite of not engaged in Ugra Karma. Jivas cannot merge with God, always eternal servant of Lord. And Jiva is eternal, but when he is covered with a material body, contaminated and suffers with three modes of nature, Supreme Lord is beyond all laws. Everything emerges from Supreme Lord. No one is equal to him. He is absolute in beauty, wealth, knowledge, and all opulences. He completely self-satisfied, Atmarama. Jiva's ultimate goal is to serve Supreme Lord. He is not controlled by any fear. Even Brahma is confirming, not able to understand Supreme Lord. If I need purification, desire for sense gratification, indulging in compromising of four principles should be get rid of, and unwanted glorification will lead to full of one's progress in spiritual practice. Those who has taken devotional practice in this life has undertaken pious activities in their past life, and whatever credit of appreciation, glorification received must be passed on to spiritual master. And you have quoted lot of examples, Prabhuji. Bhakti Vedanta Manor built in London, Beatles relationship in developing spiritual practice in London, and Yamuna Mataji's and God Brothers and American youngsters recorded all Acharya's lectures. I am also watching in YouTube nowadays. Because of their earnest efforts, I am able to understand a little understand little about Acharyas. And at the German airport, you have mentioned about the attitude of good the disciples, the model activities of the real mood of devotees, and how they protected Acharya. That much I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Kanchana Mataji.
Dandavad pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Mostly everybody has covered it. Lord is full knowledge, perfect knowledge. All those with material desire, like fruitive workers, mystics, they find difficulty in reaching out to Lord because they have not surrendered. They are still in material imperfections. The last Bhagavad Gita was, I liked it very much. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam tedvantamoha nirmukta bhajante mam dridavritah. You said persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from all kind of delusion. They engage themselves in my service with determination. Lord says, who are qualified, who are eligible for devotional service. That's all understood. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thanks for the
Thank you, Mataji. Reena Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. What I've understood is Jiva cannot be Narayan. Jiva is, and Jiva is part, is someone who can be full of Anand or blissful, but he cannot be Narayan. And everything comes from Lord Sri Krishna, and everything goes back to Lord Sri Krishna. Jiva is only a small drop from the ocean, and he also has all the qualities that the ocean has got. But then Lord is all self-satisfied. The ultimate goal of Jiva is to serve Lord Sri Krishna. No one can compare with Lord Sri Krishna because he's the only one. And what we can do is consistent devotional service is what we can do, and we can showcase our gratitude through genuine glorification or humble gratification, and that's how we can convey our gratitude to people, but not with any other malified intention. So that's the understanding, Prabhuji. Thank you for that class.
Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. I have everything is covered. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. So we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyavacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namanam ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.